Hey, what's up, guys? Spencer Rhodes here. So, Aaron is a major character in both the Walking Dead TV show and the comics. In the TV show, he has been around since about the back half of season 5. He was introduced at the end of episode 10, I believe. He is the one that ends up finding Rick's group and taking them back to Alexandria. So he is the first Alexandrian that Rick's group meets. He's the first Alexandrian that the audience meets. And in some ways, that kind of makes him kind of a big deal from the get-go. And out of all the characters at the Alexandria Safe Zone, he is one of the most important. In Season 5, he is the most important. He is pretty much the only character at the Alexandria Safe Zone that you would really consider in Season 5 to be a main character. That's just because we knew him for 2 whole episodes before Rick's group even went to the Alexandria Safe Zone, and he just had a major presence, and he got a lot of dialogue and screen time, and he had a major role. In Season 6, 7, and 8, he kind of got a smaller role, but it was still significant. In Season 8, he was upgraded to a main cast member, and his story is, for the most part, like the comics. He is the one that takes Rick's group to Alexandria. Like I said, Rick punches him in the face. He kind of has a sarcastic sense of humor. He's in a relationship with a man named Eric. Eric dies during All Out War. Aaron is upset and hardened by that. He survives All Out War. He's a big part of A New Beginning. He spends a lot of time with Jesus. A lot of these things are similar with both the TV show and the comics. And Ross Marquand has done a really good job of playing the character. And in Season 9, he's gotten a bigger role. I mean, I feel like he's one of those main characters that he gets a bigger role with each season. Sort of like how Rosita has kind of gotten a bigger role with each season, although in Season 8 she sort of took a back seat. But Aaron has definitely been a very major character, especially because I think that with Rick and Maggie leaving, Aaron was really one of the few longtime characters they had left, and they gave him more screen time and more substance because Rick and Maggie weren't going to be on the show anymore. I mean, they literally turned Aaron into Rick. I am not kidding. If you read the comics, if you read A New Beginning, which is Season 9 pretty much, Rick has short hair, a gigantic beard, and a metal hand. Who has short hair, a big-ass beard, and a metal hand right now? Aaron. I believe that they have intentionally made Aaron look like A New Beginning comic Rick. He already looked like A New Beginning in A New Beginning comic Rick before he lost an arm. Once he lost an arm and got a robotic arm, that was just like rubbing it in our faces. There was no denying that at that point. And I think they just did that to sort of pay a tribute to A New Beginning Rick. We kind of got A New Beginning Rick in Carl's dreams in Season 8, but he looked like shit. The gray hair was horrible looking. He just looked terrible. It was just depressing. I mean, gray-haired Andrew Lincoln is one thing, but he looked like a monstrosity in Carl's dreams in Season 8. So that New Beginning Rick did not work, but Aaron really does look like a New Beginning Rick. I mean, Ross Marquand, he looks more like comic Rick than Andrew Lincoln does, which isn't to say that Andrew Lincoln is not Rick. I mean, he is Rick, but as far as the comic version of Rick, Ross Marquand really looks like him, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, he's a really good actor. He played, what's his name, the Red Skull guy in the Avengers Infinity War. He had a different accent and everything. He did a really good job. He does a lot of voice impressions, which is something I try to do sometimes, but I do it more for fun. He actually treats it like a profession. But yeah, he's a very big character in the story, and he's still alive in the comics, so there's a fairly good chance that Aaron will continue to survive for multiple seasons. Out of all the characters that can die and can't die in Season 9, I would consider Aaron to be one of the safest. Probably one of the 3, 4, 5 safest characters on the show right now. I can just tell that they have big, big plans for Aaron. I think that they made Aaron look like Rick because maybe in some ways they're going to give some of comic Rick's material to Aaron. I mean, there's a lot of Rick's story in the comics that we're never going to see with Rick because Rick's not in the show. Yeah, Andrew Lincoln might come back in the last season, but who knows when that'll be, and who knows if that's going to happen. So I think that with Aaron, they have very big plans for him. They didn't have him lose an arm and have him training with Jesus to be a good fighter despite his disability, to just kill him off this season. He's kind of like the Jaime Lannister of The Walking Dead. I mean, he's been through some bad things, but he's gone back up and he's stronger. And he lost an arm, and now he's training to still fight and not just be completely useless and still be a good, capable fighter. I mean, Jaime spent a lot of season 4 focused on being a good fighter, despite the fact that he lost his hand, and he's still alive in season 8. I mean, he survived season 7. He's alive in season 8. So I think Eren is going to continue to live. He's, like I said, he's a big character. He's one of the few characters that have been around since season 5 that's still alive or in the show. And he's one of the very few Alexandrians that haven't been killed off, at least from season 5. And I think that they have big plans for him. I know I keep saying that, but I just think that he has a lot of potential. And the way he's being written, the way his story is going, I think that they're not going to kill him off. They're not going to kill him off in season 9 or 10 or 11 or 12. He won't be one of the heads on spikes. He's a pretty badass, capable fighter, and he has a cool head on his shoulder. He's a pretty good person. He has a pretty good sense of morals. And he's one of the characters that characters like Michonne or Daryl or Carol will stop and listen to. So I think he's valuable in that respect. He's a character that a lot of people will listen to because he has a good sense of morals. And I feel like they need that right now, especially with Rick and Maggie gone and Carl dead, Glenn, Sasha, Abraham dead, Morgan on Fear the Walking Dead. Dwight's not on the show. I mean, Rosita and Ezekiel are probably going to die. Between all of that, I feel like they really need Eren. Like Michonne, Daryl, Carol, sometimes especially Daryl and Michonne, sometimes they make questionable decisions. I mean, Michonne has just kind of been a nasty person lately. Like, she just doesn't want to trust anyone. She forbids everyone from Alexandria talking to their old friends at Hilltop that they spent years with. She's like, oh, you're not allowed to talk to those people. But these saviors, Laura and DJ, the people that we fought against that probably shot our friends during the war, oh, they're okay. They can sleep under the same roof as us. Yeah, Michonne, that makes a lot of sense. So I feel like she needs Eren. Like, they all need Eren. Like, they need Eren's opinions and his advice, and I think that Eren is going to become a really badass soldier, despite the fact that he has a metal hand. I think that he is. I mean, Rick lost a hand in the comics, and he's still a badass. He is like a super badass. So losing a hand does not mean that you become less of a badass. Usually, it makes you more of a badass. I mean, like Anakin Skywalker lost his hand in episode 2 of Star Wars, and he was more of a badass in episode 3. So there you go. I think that Eren will be a good soldier during the Whisperer War, and he'll probably survive that, and he'll probably make it to the Commonwealth. So I think that Eren is here to stay. Eren is not going to die in season 9. He's not going to be one of the heads on spikes. I think that he'll make it to at least season 11 or 12, or I'd say at least season 12. I really do think that he's a big time character. They're not killing him off in the next 2 or 3 years. He'll live at least that long. He will live at least until season 12. If he dies before then, fine, whatever. But I just feel like with the way they're writing him, with his presence and everything, he's one of those characters that they have very big plans for. And he's one of the few characters from season 5 that's left. I know we have Rosita. She's one of them, but I think she's going to die. Her comic death is just around the corner, and I think she's going to get it. But Eren, I think that he will survive, and he will make it to at least season 12, if not longer. He is going to be one of the longest characters on the show. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day, so please hit that subscribe button. Anyway, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.